What's up, guys? So in today's video I'm going to show you 3 ways I deploy my website on Netlify. And in case if you don't know what Netlify is basically a cloud platform that allows you to host your static sites and your spas, so your single page applications like React and the rest. So let's just look at what we are going to be deploying. So is this project we created some weeks ago using React. So if you didn't watch this video and you want to build this project, the link will be in the card that is showing right now somewhere on the screen. Okay, so let's head back to Netlify and you should try and sign up if you don't have an account. I already have an account, so I'm going to log in. So it took me past a place I was supposed to authorize with my GitHub account. So if it's your first time, you should authorize with your GitHub account. Alright, so this is the team overview, and you should also be able to create your new team. And I believe you can create numerous websites under a single team, and I've created more than 40 websites under this theme, so I don't think you use more than one. So okay, let's head over to the first way I normally host my website. So I do it manually, so deploy manually. So what we're going to do now is to go back to our code right here. So it's already running on this port. What we're going to do is just to stop it, clear this out. So for us to be able to deploy manually, we need to drag in the folder, and we can't explicitly drag all this folder right here. So if you're using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, you will just drag this FAQ directly because you just have 3 files. But we don't want all this public and the rest source directory there, so we just need to do an npm run build, so that it's going to build it and gives us a dist folder. So it gives us the things we need, which are these three: these assets, this favicon, and this index. So what we're going to do now is to click browse and upload. Alright guys, so this is the folder. Just click it and upload it. So it shouldn't take that long. I think it's already, yeah, it has already been deployed. So it took less, I don't think it was up to a minute. I think it was seconds. So guys, so this is the manual way of deploying it. You can see that the website is working fine, but you can see that the site name or the address is looking kind of wonky. So for us to be able to change that to the address we want or the site name, we just head over to site configurations and just change site name. So let's just call this FAQ section demo. Hopefully it's not taken. Okay, so it's not taken. So what we need to do now is to get rid of this one and open this one right here. So as you can see now, the site name looks better, but you can see it's still prefixed with .netlify.app. So if you want to add your own domain name, you can do that. And okay, I think I will show you how to do that towards the end of the video. So this is the first way I deploy my application on Netlify, and to be honest, I don't use this method anymore. So what we're going to do is to delete it, delete the site, copy this name, paste it right here. Okay, cool. So we don't need this anymore. Okay, so the second way I normally deploy my website is by importing it from my GitHub repo. So I'll click on that and click on GitHub. it should tell you to authorize me. I'm already authorized, but you should put, it's going to prompt you to put your password in order for you to authorize. So I have access to my GitHub repo, so I can just search for the project I want. I think I called it FAQ section. So it's going to bring it up for me, and I'm going to click it. And the cool thing about this is that you can just set up the configurations by yourself, and whenever you make changes, unlike the first one that you do manually, whenever you make changes and you push to your GitHub, it's going to automatically build, and you don't have to manually do an npm run and drag in a new folder every time. I don't know if that makes sense. So we'll just give it a site name. Let's still give it the same name. So FAQ section demo. So check for the availability. And this is also from the branch you want to deploy. So it's normally from the main branch. You can leave this as it is. This is all set for us, as well as this, because it's going to do an npm run build and it's going to create this folder right here too. So if you have environmental variables, you can add that as well here. So click deploy, and hopefully it shouldn't take that long too. So you can see site deploy in progress. So if you're up to production. All right guys, so it took 60 seconds to deploy. So let's open in production. So in production is going to add a main, but you can just get rid of the main and it should work perfectly fine as well. So cool. All right guys, so that's for the second method. Before we move to the last method, I also want to show you how you can deploy from another branch. And in case if you don't want to deploy from the main branch every time, which is not necessarily advisable, so that you don't break things on production. So what we'll do is that we'll head over to, I think it's, yeah, production, offsite configuration. I don't know where that is anymore. Okay, build and deploy. So you should look for branches and deploy context, then you configure it. So now it's deploy only to the production branch. So if you click on all right here and save, you will be able to push any of the branches we create, while you can also add the branches name individually if you want to. All right, we'll leave it at all for now, just for simplicity's sake, and we'll click on save. Once we're done with this, we'll head over back to our code and we're going to create a new branch. So in case if you are wondering, you can also do this from the GitHub GUI, so the graphical user interface. You can do that from there. You can do this from there rather, but we'll just do it from our terminal since we're in our terminal. So we'll say git checkout b new feature. Let's call this new feature. Okay, I already have a branch name called new feature. Okay, so let's just check out another one called what should we call this one? New okay, rename header. So this is a new branch now. The what we're going to do is just to change this header. So let's call this one FAQ demo for now. So we save this, and what we have to do is to just commit it and say commit am and add a message. So we say change the heading So what I have to do now is to do a git push. So this is expected. So now this is being pushed. So we'll head over to Netlify and go to deploys. All right, cool. So it's deploying from the branch. It's not actually deploying from the production. So we can actually preview that by saying, if we go to branch deploy, you see that it gives you the branch name you created right here, and just prefix it with your website name. So in case if you want to like test in production, this is actually a nice way to do it. Then once you are cool with it, you can just head over to your GitHub and just compare these changes. You create a pull request, then you just merge the pull request right here, confirm merge. So if everything is good, we'll delete this branch, we don't need it anymore. Then if we go back to our deploys, you see that now is now rebuilding to the main branch. So once this is done, we will be able to refresh this website and everything should still the same. So let's just give that a minute. Alright guys, so we are done and it's deployed in 60 seconds. So we just have to refresh and hopefully this should change to the one we set it to. Alright, cool. So let's move on to the last method. Before we do that, let me just get rid of this. So we'll delete this file. Alright guys, so the last method I use 99.9% of the time is deploying from your terminal. So for you to be able to do that, let's just first check out our main branch. So we created this file, we don't need this for now, let's just delete it. Okay, so make sure you have npm, make sure you have node.js installed first of all, and if you install node.js, make sure to run npm install netlify -cli, and you can do it globally so that it will be available in your machine. So once you've done this, I already have it running, I already have it installed rather. When you've done that, then you have to just do ntl, I think it's short for Netlify init. So once you do this, hit enter. Let me bring this up a bit. So it should take some seconds. All right, so it's telling us to connect this directly to an existing Netlify site. So if you have a Netlify site that is already created, you can just connect what you are doing there. But we'll just create and configure a new site. So hit enter. Then your theme should pop up right here. So select your theme. And this is subjective though, so that's why I gave 3 methods. You can choose whatever one you want. So we'll still give this a site name. Let's just give it FAQ section, the same name we'll be giving it, demo. Hit enter. So the site has been created. URL is right here. We'll have to do some stuff, so we'll leave this at npm run build this folder. Yes, we need a toml file. All right, cool. So what we'll have to do now, we'll just copy this, then we'll bring this down, and I think we should just leave this as it is right here. FAQ. Okay, cool. Well, before we push, remember we created the checkout, so this is still reading it from the main branch, so we just have to do a git pull first so that this will be updated. And now we'll now have to do a git push, so we say git, or let's add this rather, git commit. So let's say another commit. Okay, sending us to do a git pull again, which is already done. Let's just quickly do that. Alright guys, so I have to delete this netlify.toml file, and we'll have to rename this back to what it is. So FAQs. So let's try and do a git add a git commit now. Say second commit, and hopefully it works as we want. So if we say git push, alright, so that's working fine. So head over to this place and you can see that our project is already building up. Alright guys, so it has been deployed, so let's just quickly preview it. Like I said, we'll just get rid of this as usual. Alright guys, so this is the last method, and before we wrap up the video, I remember I was going to show you how to set up your own custom domain. So you just head over to domain management and make sure you're in the folder. So go to domain management and just add a domain. So you should set up your own, let's just say FAQ selection.com. If it's available, yeah, it should tell you to just buy. But if you already bought a domain from a service like Namecheap or Hostinger, it should tell you that your domain has already been taken, and you should just click on it to verify it's you, and you should head over to your Namecheap dashboard to copy for, I think is for DNS, should I call it servers now, or DNS configurations, just 4 of them, and you just paste it in. And that's just about it. Alright guys, so that's the end of the video. Hopefully you now know how to deploy your website on Netlify using any of the method, and feel free to leave any questions in the comment section, and do well to watch this video on how we build this amazing FAQ section, which will be what you're seeing right now.